Okay, so right here we created our leaves. Let's work a little bit more on the shapes on those leaves. First, what I want to do is going in a radius and set this to 0. So what it does, it's remove the center point for us because we don't need right now. We already have it, our leaves pre-created, but they're flat. If you will come closer to them, you can see they're kind of flat. They're not very interesting leaves for us. So we want to add a little bit shape. We can do this by using with profile and pinching. So first, let's go on profile. And let's see what's happening if I take this point and bring down. Okay, it's make them a little bit thinner, which could work very well. But I maybe want to actually create a little bit thicker on the bottom and thinner on the side. So I'll go adjust a little bit this way, more like a kind of petals. Okay, that will work. But let's look on a section. So if we look very close, like on the middle of this leaf, right here, watch what's happening when I take this down. I create middle point and bring down. And notice it is add kind of like on the middle divider. Maybe too much. Let's bring up. So it will go on the middle and creating this kind of leaf shape. And you can see it's creating a little bit more look like a leaf. Again, if we want to twist inside, let's take this one and bring up. Actually, I think it's this one. There you go. So it's look a little bit more as a twisting around. Okay, we can bring this even more up. Twist a little bit more in this way. And make it flatter on the middle. Kind of effect. Again, it's way over extreme, so we'll bring down. Make them a little bit nicer. And again, well, for organic, we want to use a little bit smooth, so we can adjust. Okay, I think this is kind of look good. Okay, there you go. So we add a little bit more natural look to our leaves, to our stem. Okay, pinching, if we look what it does, pinching will help us just this element right in the middle. So if we pop up our pinching, you can see it's kind of bringing a little bit smoother. It's a little bit better look if we create a higher effect, but again, you just smooth a little bit on those areas on the middle, bring them up. I don't know if it will work at this case. I think we already have a very good shape. So just let's go leave it just right here. Okay, I think it's look okay. We still have a problem on the bottom, but as I said before, I'm not sure if I want to worry about this too much because that will be totally invisible. We could add more blending to this. And of course, by doing stem, and remember we did it to the axis. So we'll have it in our leaves. And we go at axis to segment. So if we go to surface, it will position them a little bit out. So we can do it that way as well to fix some of those elements. So it's kind of wrapping around if we do this way. But in this way, you can play a little bit more, see if it's how it's worked for you. Also, you know what? Maybe instead of 4, let's go put it 5. So we'll add a little bit more leaves to this. Okay, 5 to this, and also we can pop up to 0.1, so let's go a little bit higher, and distribution is 0.1, so it will have it random up and down. Remember, to go 0, we want to have these two numbers match, so we know that one begin from the 0, the other ones may go a little bit up and down. Okay, we did this. Let's go back to leaf, and I think the height, section height, which is our adjustments, we can 1, just leave it as default. Blade width, and remember what I said before, we do want maybe add random to this, so we'll go 1, and let's go 0.5. So it will create some thicker, some thinner, We'll add random to this. Our spread, it's not currently affecting, so we'll go back, set to 0. So there's one effect on this one. And our beginning end, and if you remember, it's a top, we can adjust because we don't have the stem, we don't visible. It's just affecting blades. So we can affect blade height as well this way. And start. So a begin. So we can make it fly if we need it, but I don't think we want to do this. So let's go back to the 0. And I think this is about right how it's look. Okay. Still not sure about my angle distribution. I think I have it. We can play a little bit more with rotation and coil. So this is our rotation. So, and we can add 30 degrees maybe. And let's go add to about 15 degrees. So we'll just add more random to our element. And that's what we want. We want very randomized effect. Okay, other things what I want to do, and that's just most point to you. We also have an influence on a segment. We look on a horizontism, but influence on a segment, it's meaning when we add those elements, how do they will affect our main segment. So for example, let's say these leaves is going up on top. So we'll go set maybe to 1. So they're going from top to bottom. And now I want to say, you know what? I want bending on my stem, depend if the leaves is higher. So I can set my bending 0.5, and you can see how the leaves now affecting my stem and bending. Of course, I can modify how the stem work based on my profile, but just let you know, if you're creating plant or flower that will have it going leaves up, you can use it bending to create even more realistic look in this case. But let's go back. So we'll go right here, 0, 1. We don't want that way. This is what we're creating. Okay, I think for this point we're done. We'll probably come back and tweaking a little bit more with adjustments on the leaves. But now let's go and work on the top flower right here. So as I'm looking flower, I see it's not horizontal. So let's go back to my stem and go to our Hydra. And you know what? Let's go select Hydra right now, and we'll switch. Oops, and we'll switch the color like this maybe. So we'll just know it's different color. By the way, sometimes it's nice if you want it, you can re-enable coloring. So you can see what is your nodes look like. It maybe help you with the coloring as well. Okay, so anyway, this is our Hydra selected. Let's go to stem, back to our Hydra. And I notice right here my angle is 30. So I don't necessarily want it. I want 0. That is make straight. However, I want to go plus minus. So we can go plus minus 10 degrees. So it may change a little bit position, won't be necessary straight up. The next, remember, we have it. This is how it's effective. So it's nice, but I want to actually now work on the flower petals. Let's go inside our petals. And right here we have our blades. So we'll re-enable blades, and you can see a lot of them. They're very big, wide. Remember, we have our border blade width. So we can actually decrease blade width. Let's go 0.1. Okay. Also, we could some modify profile. And we're already a little bit familiar with this because we did it with our leaves on a flower. So for this one, we can go inside the profile and just modify around here. Okay, and we'll go to select smoother. Click OK. And remember, we want create after size because our will change sizes, so we kind of want to create after size. And now we can go back and restore it. Let's go back to 1 right now. We maybe want to pop up a little bit more than 1. Or maybe around here. Okay. Too much. 1.7 I think good, and let's put 0.2, just a little bit. I don't want too much change. Let's add a little bit. At this point, let's go take our radius to 0. But problem is, if we take 0, I notice right in the middle doesn't look very good at all. So notice maybe it does not work right here, put it 0. So let's do this way. Instead that we'll go put it 0.001, which is make quite a bit thick, okay? But we're going to work with our shapes. And if we take down, you can see at the beginning, and it's going all the way. So we'll go take this one now down, okay, and create another point, bring to the 0. And you can see now we kind of have this teeny tiny going in there inside. So we can bring even closer, like around here. So we create a little bit petals in the middle. There you go, maybe around here. Let's go ahead, click OK, and just create a little bit more interesting look on our petal. Okay, back to our blades. Remember, we have our section, and a section same. We can just take on the middle, bring just slightly up. Let's look on the shape what we have it. Let's look down, and we'll go this direction. There you go. Just look a bit more like this. Okay, let's go click OK. But they look too flat. So let's going inside the Hydra. And we also have right here angles. Look, first angle, we can go up and down with this. So it's kind of nice because we can set around this point. But you know what? It's maybe look more interesting. It will be random. And it's kind of things what I want to do. So we'll go 30%, but right here, we're going and we'll set 20. And let's see what's happening. They kind of nicely flower. They spread them. Because we've done this, we can add more. So let's go ahead and add more, 24 petals. And now we have a more interesting flower. With some exception, now we have an angle preset. So this is an angle we can control with also height, which is not necessarily needed, but we can play a little bit more. Maybe instead 30, let's go put it 40. So this way we'll have a little bit more interesting kind of planned adjustment. Okay, we also have our different angles, and you can see this is a rotational one. We don't really care about that one. 0. And we have other ones which is kind of twisting more. If we have a line, you can see the twisted sideways. So we don't want that as well. So our from all of them, we'll just use it first, which is going from the height. You know, maybe this is a little bit too tall. So let's go set 40 and set maybe this to the 35 actually. There you go. So a little bit more kind of open. I think this will look, so now 40 too much. Let's go 35 there as well. Now we have a total flat. We'll need to adjust that to 30. Bring up. Again, it's preset, and you look which one is looking nice. There you go. I think that's looked slightly better. Okay, of course we can add a little bit more petals right on the side. I'll show in a second as we're going to customization. But overall, here is our very, very basic. But leaves, these petals still look a little bit boring. So we're going inside the blades, and we'll work a little bit more with the shapes of these blades as well. Okay, let's go ahead right now. Look we have it symmetrical, blades width, we all nice when we start end, number is good. We can add a little bit on a pinching, and what does, you can kind of actually probably see better on here. You see how it's going smooth right around from center. Okay, when I remove it, 0, it will go flatter. So if we add more with a pinching, it will create a nicer, kind of more natural look. You know what, except I want to bend them. So we'll go inside our segment, influence, and we'll enable local base. You can see how it's already by default kind of start affecting, except I don't want necessarily this. I want effect only closer to the end. So we'll bring inside here, click OK. So this is beginning will be straight, and end, let's go too dramatic. You can see how the ends will start bending a little bit more. So we can do it this way. Now, actually, with a tulip, when we was creating another tutorial, we did opposite. We want to them go straight, and we want this go opposite. So we want almost like take and bring up, where are you? Right here. Bring opposite direction. But right now, you can see how low they're going. Let's bring them up. Maybe around here for now. And let's go set this 0.5 so we don't too much. Okay, I think this is bending, kind of look a little bit better. Okay, so we can, for the tulip, for example, we can set just a ridiculous up, and we can go kind of bring them more as a tulip color, but I wanted them going down, so we'll go -1 set. And our string on influence, we can play around if you want it. But overall, you can see we have nice, beautiful bending going on. And you know what? Let's go always set to smooth. So we'll kind of adjusting, you know. And bring up, see if what I can play a little bit more with these adjustments. Okay, right here. Just to make flower look kind of more interesting, I think, more alive. Except I don't necessarily, they're all exactly the same, so we'll need to modify a little bit on the flower more stuff. I'll like go in a segment and add link maybe 0.05. So I just make some longer, some shorter. Okay, same with our width, maybe 0.5. Let's go try this. Still be a little bit too wide. And we'll have it this 1.1. So we'll just have it a little bit more different. I think 0.5 too much. So there you go. Just a little bit kind of uniform, but just a little bit different on this. Okay, I think this way look, and remember this is flower will be like way smaller. So we'll look on a field. This is about flower. We'll see. Okay, and let's turn window on. There you go. Here's our flower with window. We maybe need it more on a blades. Add influence. Let's go to blades, influence, 0.4. So they will affect a little bit more. Okay. That is look interesting, but we're missing something on the middle. I think it's boring. We needed to add more particles maybe in round. So let's do this. We have our stem done, and we are kind of familiar with what Hydra does and petals. So in the next video, let's go add more details to middle of our flower.